What's up, everybody? It's Matt Seward from We Bleed Hip Hop Vegas Live. Welcome to Pull Up and Talk. I got my homie in the building, Fresh Tarkanian. Let's go. So tell us about your name, Fresh Tarkanian. How did you get that name?
Got that name pretty much by, first of all, I was always being like I guess smell good or something like that. So outside of that, I always like having nice clothes, nice shoes. I always like to be clean, pressed out and stuff like that. For the most part, Fresh has an acronym for freely risking everything for self-happiness.
Very dope.
Thank you. And that's what I pretty much started with, you know, after I was rapping at like 16. So from 16 to 18, that's where that was. Like, I wasn't planning to put anything with it or nothing like that.
Okay.
So one night, shout out to my boy Ronell, sitting there chilling with him. We like chilling, we smoking, you know, just relaxing, you know, talking about a whole bunch of stuff.
For sure.
Then he starts like panning off about, you know, music, and he was sitting there going off like, bro, you dope. Like he's very animated. Like, and shout out to him for that, because like ever since day one, he's always been somebody that has been like divulged into my music and been somebody who's been like a catalyst for always telling me like, yo, keep doing what you're doing. So it's kind of ironic, but like he was the one that really threw the Tarkanian part on there, because like I said, we were chilling one night, we're sitting there talking, and then he asked me a question on like, what is my goal for being somebody who not only is rapping, but like when it becomes something, if it becomes bigger than rap, you know, what it is, like, what would you want the city to look at you as, you know? And for me, the only thing that I can think about, I was like, oh, well, I was like, the way I see it, you know, Jerry Tarkanian, you know, he did an amazing job for what it was that he did for the city. You know, he showed that winning in this city brings not only camaraderie, brings love, you know, but it's going to bring animosity and everything around you. Right. But aside from that, he still tried to excel in what it is that he did, and he was a success. You know? Sure. Built up great teammates, built up great players. I mean, you know, had a great rapport on what it is that he did. And when you talk about something in the city, when you talk about something about winning, Jerry Tarkanian was a winner. For sure, like, period. Like, nobody can sit here and be like he wasn't a winner, you know? Right. When you know shit was serious when he's biting down on that towel, like, Jerry, you know? So I was like, you know, maybe like something around there, but he goes, Tarkanian, bro, yeah, that's what you need to put behind it, Fresh Tarkanian. Wow. So do you have any family members who were specifically influential in your music career? My mom, for sure, my mother. My mother has always like pushed me to pretty much do whatever I wanted, you know, but she's always been somebody that's been there since day one. She was the very first person that listened to a song from me, and she gave me her good and honest opinion, you know. She heard the song. After the song, she took a deep breath. Next thing you know, she said, yeah, you got potential. She's like, but I'd let you know right motherfucking now, if you was horrible, I would have told you you suck, you need to get that shit up. But nah, you got potential. I like what I heard. So you should go ahead and keep trying at it. And yeah, she's a real big catalyst in pretty much how I keep going and keep trying to facilitate as much as I can with doing music, you know, but definitely my mother, for sure.
How'd you get your start in the rap game?
I honestly got my start by, I got two friends, one's named Angel, one named Chris. Honestly, they seen something I ain't know, like, I never had like the rap bug, I guess, in my body, but I was always around it for one, my uncle, my dad, my mom, everybody from like music. My uncle, shout out to James Tony, a boxer, you know, a lot of like, I want to say artists and a lot of people used to be around him, so he used to get flooded with music. So rap music, all kinds of R&B, everything, bro. Like, used to listen to it. One thing that does stand out when I was little. I want to say about 5 or 6 years old. We took a trip to Michigan, all of us, and I don't know whose kid it was that was in the back of his car, but he asked my parents like if it was cool for him to rap. At this time, it's not like they put on instrumentals or anything like that. He literally just was rapping over the song. And that moment is, I want to say, probably when I got like a little bit introduced to like the real, I want to say, core of what music breathes, you know. So heard this little kid, he's rapping. I'm 6, 7 years old, and I'm amazed, you know. After that, I want to say I just was digesting all this music, listening to everything I can hear, Master P, Tupac, Ghetto Boys, like so much stuff. Like my moms, my pops, they had a lot of music. So then fast forward, I would just like around 12, 13, I was more interested in sound. So I used to love beats. Instrumentation is something that just, I don't know, it clicked with me. So jazz music is something that when I heard it, I was like, oh my goodness, like what is this, you know? So like from all the strings, the percussions, everything that jazz brings, that's what like opened my mind up to sound. From then on, I would just take like different people that I would hear, like Jay-Z and all kinds of other people, and when I would hear their songs, I might like change a bar or two, but I wasn't really rapping or anything. But I listened and I would be like, oh, maybe they can use this word here, or they can do something different here, you know, and that's what just like opened my mind to that. So from there, I want to say about 15, 16, you know, I was at school one day, like how I said, Chris, my boy Angel, shout out to Chris. Chris is the one that I wanted to say like really started doing music. So in high school, they were taking it a little bit more serious than anybody I ever known. I was leaving the lunchroom, they both approached me, and then they were just like, hey, come to Chris's house. After school, come to Chris's. And they just like, they pushing this. And I'm like, for what? You know, why am I gonna come here? And I already heard that they do music and all kinds of stuff like that, but I wasn't trying to be like a rapper per se. Like I felt like if I would go around and be like, yeah, I'll rap, I kind of felt corny, I ain't gonna lie. But then they were just like, nah, you do something, like you do something. So I was like, forget it, you know, I'll go over here, I'll chill, and I'll see what they do, you know. So yeah, this room literally had a TV, and on top of this TV was a Shure microphone, and it was a performance mic. But he hooked it up to his computer, had his program, Magic, he had Magic and Reason. So he found a way to create. I watched them put together, you know, a song, then another song, and they're all going through all these creative juices. I'm literally just sitting there taking it all in. After the session was done, they asking me like, you know, how do you feel? Like, you want to do something? Like, what's going on? Still didn't feel it. Like I was just like, I was like, yeah, this is beautiful. I love seeing it. You know, y'all doing y'all thing. But I was like, nah, like I'm not really feeling it. And then Chris, he goes, look, he's like, I got a computer full of beats. He's like, I know you like instrumentation. He was like, just look through a folder, listen to something. If something catch you, he was like, write something to it, jot it down, you know, get an idea or something. He was like, I'm gonna go get my food, come back, hopefully you found something. He was like, if not, just chill for a little bit, listen to it. I'm like, all right, whatever, bet. He go out there, he taking a hot little minute, like 20, 30 minutes are going by. So I'm looking through a whole bunch of beats. I happened to see a folder that say classified. And I was like, wrong thing. I'm about to go ahead and click on this. Like, we got classified beats? Like, okay. So I clicked this folder. First beat I clicked on, like, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, well, hold on. So then I'm literally in the headphones, and I swear I kind of feel like hustling. I was in the headphones and I'm just hollering at us, boy. When you see us, NTB, we bumping through your speakers. This is just literally coming out. I'm like, haters meme because they can't touch, don't care, steady putting up Vegas. I'm like,
What's your opinion on the rap community in Vegas?
I love the rap community in Vegas. I love the people here. I love what they do. I love what everybody tries to do, you know. There's a lot of talent here that continues to try and strive out and do the best that they can. One thing that I will say is there is always and always have been a lack of opportunity. There's always been a lack of networking as well, because there's always that niche on everybody's shoulder on behalf of who's going to be the first. And everybody to me wants the moniker of, I put Vegas on, I'm the one that did that shit, I'm the one that leads the way, to me, I feel like if a lot of people got rid of the stigma of trying to push and be number one and just really set off to make stuff that you like, do stuff that you feel is right for you, be confident in who you are and be open to show who you are. I think that a lot of people would be a lot further. There's a lot of people to me that their music doesn't go outside of here, there's some people that I just wish that they would think bigger than Las Vegas. Me per se, I love Las Vegas, love living here, love being from here, love representing everywhere I go. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to take over Vegas. I'm not trying to aim for Las Vegas. For me, I feel like if I can go gain the world, I can gain Vegas when I come back, and people are always gonna know where I'm from. They're always gonna know what I represent. I bring Vegas with me everywhere I go, anywhere that I touch, I know I've ran into a few people out on the road doing shows, and we all represent Las Vegas, people gravitate to us. They love who we are as people. They can spot us in a room because we are not the same. We truly are not the same.
So tell me about some of your favorite musical influences. Now, it doesn't have to be just hip hop or rap, just in general.
Isley Brothers, Tupac, of course, will.i.am, Pharrell, Mac Miller. Tyler, the Creator.
Mac Miller's Tiny Desk is at the top of my list.
Oh my God, beautiful. And Tiny Desk, shout out to Philharmonic. The Philharmonic is an amazing artist. If you guys never heard about Philharmonic, check him out. Amazing artist. I linked up with him years ago, but it's another story. Outside of that, Nipsey. Oh my God, sure. Nipsey is for sure somebody that I'm just goes crazy. Let me see, who else? Because there's a bunch, bro. Earth, Wind & Fire.
Oh, man.
Luther Vandross.
Oh, yeah. Now you're getting into my area.
No.
Some of my favorites. Oh, yeah.
Bro, there's so many. Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Man, that's just the tip. Missy Elliott, amazing.
Very.
Scott Storch, amazing. Swizz Beatz, amazing. Aaliyah, rest in peace, was amazing.
Yeah.
DMX, of course. I love DMX. DMX was somebody that, when I heard DMX's story, it tripped me out. And what DMX brought to not only hip hop, but the fact that DMX was always showing his soul. That's the number one thing that always stood out to me.
Wow.
DMX is damn near, I would say, probably my top one, for real, because the soul of what he literally did, how I said before, so I'm a boxer's child, right? So coming up in gyms and seeing stuff and seeing these men literally pretty much break their bones, break their back, break their soul, right? But every day they would still show up to this gym knowing that they got to put food on that table.
For sure.
And knowing that they still have to go throughout their regular lives, right? For me, that translated into what DMX did. DMX rose above and beyond, and everybody was against him. He didn't have nobody to count on, but some way he still kept showing up, he didn't know what it was, but he kept showing up. And for me, that's like my thing, you know. Shout out to Torian. Torian told me this saying like a few years ago, the day you choose to quit is the day that you could potentially have made it.
So if you could choose one famous producer to work with, just one. I know you got a lot of them.
Yeah.
If you could choose one famous producer to work with today, who would it be?
Tyler, the Creator.
And why?
His sound is very eccentric. He's eclectic. On top of that, he knows how to play instrumentation, like the way that he takes and acknowledges sound, the way that he puts it out. Like, I know he's from California, right? But you would never guess that he's from California. But if you break down the sound of what he does, it's West Coast. It's hard-hitting, big, deep bass. Like, I just love Tyler, the Creator's production style. Like, I can't work with Mac Miller, you know.
Right.
So, but Tyler, the Creator, and then like my second, because this isn't as easy, but as I made that sound, because it's not. Mike and Keys, man. Mike and Keys have a sound that is just like, like them and Nipsey were insane, you know, but then they did the stuff with them and Dave East, and they got so much stuff, like them and Buddy, like, oh my God, I love their sound. So them two, for sure. And I'm gonna say this now, it's gonna happen one day.
For sure, speak it.
I'm gonna say this now. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I mean, so shout out to Dizzy Wright. Dizzy Wright had a contest that he held a few years ago. I think it was in 2023. And he had a track that was produced by Mike and Keys. Got to rap on the track. I actually have the song, but can't put that song out. You know, can't do that. But the winner, shout out to the winner. I can't remember his name. That's like no shade or nothing. I just can't remember because that shit is like 2 years ago. But there was this song, like I literally sent it to Mike and Keys.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, they gotta hear it. Like, they gotta hear my verse. They gotta hear it, you know. And I kind of felt like a little dweeb at the point, but I was like, I don't care. I was like, when you happy about something and you confident about something and feel good about it, why not, you know?
Exactly.
So I sat there, I sent it to him, and I was not expecting them to reply.
Oh, wow.
And they ended up leaving a comment under the video with all the fire emojis and made my day.
There it is.
Made my day. I was like, oh my God. I was like, so now, still to this day, I am in touch with Mike and Keys. I tell them all the time that, look, I can't wait, because one day I'm gonna get in the studio
Big
with y'all,
ups.
and it's really gonna go up, you know. But yeah, Mike and Keys and Tyler, the Creator, they would be like, be dumb.
For sure. What's your opinion on the state of hip hop?
Well, it's funny because the way that I see a lot of people talking about hip hop, I think they have a lot of stuff confused. I'm not gonna lie, because they take rap and they put it with hip hop when hip hop is the father of rap. I mean, we all know this. They're two different dimensions. You know, hip hop, you got KRS-One, you know, you got Rakim, you know, you got Big Daddy Kane. These are hip hop legends. Godfathers, right? Then you have rap. Okay, rap is LL Cool J. Rap is Method Man, Wu-Tang, RZA, GZA. So, rap to me talks about like the community of Black. When we're talking about what they deal with on a daily basis. You're dealing with bills. You're dealing with negativity. You're dealing with trying to go out and impress the females. You're dealing with flossiness and showing off your money and all that. That to me is rap. To me, hip hop is about uplifting, about talking about your soul, about exposing love, about taking people in and sheltering, you know, putting that protection over people, you know. And I feel like people have, in today's time, confused the two, and they've put rap with hip hop, so they keep on talking about the state of hip hop as in hip hop is dead and hip hop is this. And to me, hip hop has never died. To me, hip hop never dies, because that's the core. You know, you listen to today's music, they're still sampling old music, things that you've heard in previous times. That's what we get from hip hop. that is the core, the bass lines, the chords, everything that we play is hip hop. So my thing is, I always try to rebuttal the question with what makes you think hip hop has ever died? Where has hip hop gone to you because of what you left? You know, to me, I still listen to hip hop till this day. Gangstar, you know, I love Gangstar. Guru, oh my goodness, that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Master Ace, that's rap. But he is a child of hip hop. So when I go to Master Ace and the INC, I know that's rap. But when I'm listening to Guru, I know that this is hip hop. I know the difference. I know how to differentiate the two. And for me, I don't feel hip hop has ever left. I feel like hip hop is still bleeding and breathing down people's neck. I just feel like a lot of people have deflected it and put it on the rap, and they have rap at the number one, and they see rap as hip hop. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in rap that is not hip hop. Beef is one thing that is like that coincides with the two. So right now there's a lot of people throwing beef around, but these are not, like, to me, it's not really fake beef. You know, when you had hip hop and hip hop beef, it stayed on wax. You know, that's what we doing. We going at bars, you know, but even still within those bars, you're not taking shots at people's families, you know, you're not talking about the kids and stuff. You literally, your bars got to be better than mine, you know, not insults. Your bars have to be better than mine. Your metaphors, you know what I'm saying? Like your acronyms, everything, adjectives, like they have to be better than mine in order for you to be better than me, not your insults. Insulting to me, that don't be beef, you know what I'm saying? That leads to more than what beef is from what hip hop was. Like, so I feel like the state of hip hop has always been in great hands because they've never let hip hop get anywhere. You know, they never let it leave the hands of the people that have it. You know, to me, I feel rap is a different aspect and a different story. They've taken rap and they've let everybody run with it. There's been no kind of resistance. You know, anybody can say anything, anybody can do anything, you know, and it's just crazy. I feel like they're letting people in rap run rampant, you know. To me, like, hip hop is when people are trying to tell you to stop the violence and trying to tell you you need to go ahead and do better than what it is you're doing. Right. And now you have the people that are like more so on the rap side and saying, fuck all that. Right. You know, I don't want to hear about that. Like, I want to watch these two motherfuckers insult each other and say that dumb shit because, you know what, that's what I want to see. Right. And then at the end of it, there's really no winner, you know, like, there's no winner in it. Just like the Kendrick and Drake thing, to me, there was no, like, I get it. People are trying to, you know, this person did this. What I feel deep down is like they utilized two black individuals that are great at what they do. They took one individual and made him seem like he's better than the other black individual on blackness. To me, that's not fair. I don't vibe with that. I feel like we have two strong black men, regardless of what it is that they do. If they would keep that on rap and not talk about the suns and talk about the pigmentations of their skin, you know, you got people that are fighting over words of black men. Like, I'm blacker than you. Like, bro, we both black. You know, at the end of the day, there's a struggle there. Like, if your bars are better, they should be better. But to me, like, when you talk about what they're doing, that to me wasn't real rap beef. That was a bunch of gossip that people are laying down on wax and throwing a whole bunch of gossip shots at one another. Like, who has the more dirt on one person, you know? And that, to me, that's rap. I feel like the state of hip hop has always been great, always will be great, as long as we have the people who love hip hop, who want to keep it to the core of love and keep on doing that, because that still exists.
So I grew up in the music video era, like a time where, you know, there was music videos on MTV, VH1, BET. Walk us through the process, because I haven't made a music video before, but you have, you got a few. Walk us through the process of, you know, what it's like to make a music video.
Well, it all depends too. Like, you can take your real high value, ways, which is like if you're going to spend thousands upon dollars, you got to actually book different people for different things like lighting, people to film it. You got to book models, you got to book cars, locations. So if you don't have good like connects, like these things can get real pricey. But like it all depends, because I mean, you can also do a video. Like I say, we're in the age of 2025. You can shoot videos from your iPhone, but there's different ways. Like there's the easy way, which is for me, like how it's just suggested for the iPhone. Go ahead and get you some content, utilize the areas around you. 9 times out of 10, you can go ahead and film your own video, but you can find a dope editor. So you can go ahead and take $300-400 if the editor's cool with you, because let me not sit here and say like that's a price, because like there's some editors that's gonna cost you more than a video shoot. There's people that do amazing jobs, but yeah, you can go from shooting a little simple video, taking different locations, taking scenes from a car, going out, shooting your own stuff, send it to an editor, maybe budget between $500 to about $1,000 to get you right. Something that's nice, something that's professional, to the point to where you can go ahead and post it up on YouTube, cut different promos for it. But then there's also, your larger scale videos. You can take $5, $10, $15, $20,000. It all depends on what it is and who it is and what it is you're utilizing.
Gotcha.
If you're really shooting like a really magnificent video with one of the Red cameras, that's already going to start you off at a $50,000 budget. That is something that is like, you got to have whole production for it, and people with some deep pockets,
Sure.
or you better have some deep pockets on your own, But like I said, it all goes back to networking too, because if you know people that have the right things that, you need in order to get the job done, you can do it. Like,
For sure.
You can shoot a video with $0 in your pocket, and you can save up enough money, like how I said, to go ahead and get an editor and shoot something to where it looks nice. Not too many people always have the benefit, or they have the means of being able to shoot these high price, financial videos, but there's a lot of stuff that will have to be signed off on. Like if you're doing big budget videos, you got to have somebody who can get permits.
Right.
That way you can lock some stuff down. You don't have to have people walking through and say, hey, excuse me. You don't have people randomly like jumping in your shots, but like how I said, stuff like that, you got to pay for different things.
What are a few of your long-term goals in music?
For one, I want to be successful in that, and by successful, I mean that if I can eclipse like $10,000, maybe $12,000 a month just off music alone, to me, I'm successful.
Awesome.
I feel like a lot of people, shoot for the stars, and like they get overwhelmed because there's a lot of stuff that they see out there on behalf of they thinking that they should be further, than what they are. So a lot of people give up at that point, For me, I just see myself as just trying to be succeeding in music to the point to where I can make a living off of what it is that I love to do every single day.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to be greedy and make millions and billions. If that was to happen, of course, I'd thank you, God, but that to me, that's not a goal for me. My goal is to be successful in what it is that I do. My other goals are just trying to be better than I was yesterday. I'm just always trying to make sure that I want to learn and keep myself progressively learning at the things that I do want to do. Like I want to learn more so about the music business 110%, so I can be a person that can give people opportunity and not try to, finagle them out of money or finagle them out of who they are as a person. I just want to provide opportunity to people. I want to provide opportunity to myself. I just really want to be successful at life in general. I just want to be able to wake up every day, thank God, not get into no fucking shit, and make it home every night.
Yes, sir.
And just love my family, take some trips, enjoy life as we can, and that's pretty much my goals, bro. Besides that, I
Nothing
mean,
wrong with that.
I would say my end game, like being on the Strip, you know, having a residency. And my residency would consist of, you know, people that have life stories, which are all of us.
Right.
I would love to put together like an orchestra, have a conductor that can conduct music, and then we can put people's stories on canvas in front of people and have them play like the sounds of people's lives, you know. Like I know for me, when I think about certain music, it take me back to certain times in my life, whether that's good or bad. And I know that if I couldn't do a movie, I would love to do like this, put this together like a Broadway kind of musical, hip hop style-esque, but real life individuals like credit the person that gave the story, you know. Like I would love to read people's stories and be like, oh, okay, so this person's story is crazy, so we can go ahead and put this on canvas, get some actors together, they act out like their life in a short kind of style movie where the orchestra plays the music, and we got the bands that are literally giving people the soundtracks to people's lives, you know. So that's pretty much my end game. Be successful, have something on the Strip as a residency, take some trips, and love as much as I can, you know.
All right, so we got a little gift for you. Got the it's I Bleed Hip Hop bag. We got a hat in here for you.
Okay.
We Bleed Hip Hop Vegas. And we got a coffee mug for you.
Okay.
So, you know, just a token of our appreciation for doing the interview today.
I appreciate
and dropping
it.
the knowledge.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate y'all, man. Y'all better make sure y'all come here and get one of these, man. Shout out to my guy, Matt Seward. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You already know, man.
Shout out to We Bleed Hip Hop Las Vegas.